Welcome to Compai's Expat channel. I'm Compai. I am Sosua's voice of reason. I've had a lot of people ask me, John, it seems like Sosua's a little slower this high season. It absolutely was. And finally, the data is out to see that. So guys, if you are coming to Sosua, have a look at my place, Casa De Compai. I am very thankful for the wonderful high season I had. I appreciate everybody who stayed at Casa De Compai. I appreciate everybody who has reservations with me. But this is my one bedrooms. I have 6 of these. Full kitchen, everything you need to cook a meal, prepare a nice tropical drink. Guys, you got a comfortable sofa, 2 55-inch TVs. I have the best TV package in Sosua. 70,000 TV shows, live TV, Canadian TV, British TV, German TV. I got every football. I got football package, basketball, everything, anything you want to watch. It's pretty much there. 1.5 bathrooms, king size bed, workstation, strong internet. Guys, I put a lot of time and effort into my complex. I'm always improving and upgrading. So if you're coming to Sosua, give me an opportunity to win your business. So what is going on? Well, guys, one of the favorite websites that I go to learn about what is going on is Dominican Today. And I saw this article, so I figured, let's talk about this. Dominican Republic fails to maintain tourism records. Arrivals fall almost 10% in February. Guys, that's huge. When you're having the millions of visitors that come through every year and you lose 10%, that's a lot. We definitely notice a difference here on the North Coast. I'm not one to talk about parts of the Dominican Republic that I don't live. I know nothing about Punta Cana. I only go to the capital when I got to get my cedula. I don't go to Santiago that much unless I'm going to the larger stores to get something very specifically I need. I pretty much just hang out from Nagua to Puerto Plata. I'm a North Coast guy, and I'm happy to say that. But I definitely noticed there was just not the amount of people here for this high season. And a lot of people say, I don't see it, John. You know, it seems busy. I go in the supermarkets. There's tons of people. Traffic is out of control. And I agree. Traffic is out of control. The supermarkets are packed, but it just didn't have the volume of people. And since they put out the data, it's there. I'll put a link to that article in the description down below. But you can't run super fast all the time. There has to be a pullback. So what do I think is happening? One, it's the obvious answer. The economy is not good. We've been on a long tear for many years where we haven't had a really deep recession. We had the COVID. That affected everything. But really since 2000, our last recession coming out of 2008, we've been pretty much going strong. So this is overdue, in my opinion. We are overdue for a downturn. Now, what do I think happened before I think what's going to happen? I think with the prices of condos and villas being more expensive, you're not seeing the amount of people going out every night like you used to. You used to see people go out and eat at the restaurants all the time. Now people are specifically searching for condos that have good kitchens, villas that have good kitchens, and they want amenities in those condo complexes as well. Because what I believe people are doing, I believe they're just staying home. They're cooking at home and they're entertaining at home. It's a definite increase to go out and eat all the time. Now, let's throw in, not to talk bad about, the country, my adopted home, but when you're paying close to American or Canadian prices for dinner, you want better service. You want to get the feeling you're getting what you pay for. And that has a lot to do with it. And the places that are successful are the ones that do that good service and you feel you get what you pay for. And I think the mentality of the local working community not to provide the best service that they can do. It's just we'll get it done when we get it done. We all know how it is. I feel that goes into it as well, and I think that's what's driving people to stay home is the price of the food, the price of going out, and the service. They can rent something nicer and stay home and only go out once in a while. Yep, you're going to see the Canadian bars packed. You're going to see Bar Central packed. You're going to see the guys who come down for the weekends go in their place. But you just don't see the volume of people. So how do I think this is going to affect things going forward? I think it's going to be a renter's market. I think businesses like mine, we need to step up our game. We need to be able to provide a good service at a respectable price. I think a lot of people who have not done their maintenance, who haven't improved their service, are going to have a hard time. And you're going to see those properties reduce their rates. So now, as a business owner, whether it's a restaurant or a business like mine where you're renting out space, it's going to all boil down to customer loyalty. How are you going to maintain your customer base and bring in new people? And that's one of the biggest problems down here because there's been so much construction going on. They're still building more. For these people to get the clients that they need to be able to maintain their property, it's going to be, I don't want to say difficult, but it's going to be a lot more work than probably what they're used to. The low-hanging fruit, it's already been picked. So I see, unless fuel prices come down to make airline prices cheaper, I think you're still going to continue to see the volume of tourists coming to Sosua reduce. So we're going to have to be more. What's the word I'm looking for? We're going to have to be more creative in maintaining our client base, and I don't think a lot of the business owners down here can do that. The first thing is most of them are not even down here. To be a successful business owner down here, you got to be here, guys. If you're not living here, forget it. You're not going to be able to hit the mark you want to hit. You're not going to hit the standard you need to maintain. Your employees are going to steal from you. I can pretty much guarantee that. So, guys, for the consumer, it's going to be good for you guys because you're going to see some reduced rates. I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday who's on my channel often. He said, yeah, I got a bunch of places in the garden condos that I drop prices on just to get people in there. These property managers who are renting other people's property, they're going to have to get people into those properties so those owners don't have to pay their HOA fees, don't have to, out of pocket for their expenses. So you're going to see the prices for nightly rates come down. Mine are $70 a night in the high season, or excuse me, in the low season, which I consider myself in right now, which I think is a very fair price for Casa De Compai, for the quality of product you're getting and the cleaning and all that. But it's going to be a good time for the consumer, real good time for the consumer. What I would like to see is finally if the government can get the taxes down on the airport in Puerto Plata, if we could get those taxes reduced, I think that will help rejuvenate the tourist market in Sosua. It's just too expensive. It's just way too expensive. And we need that shot in the arm. I don't see it happening anytime soon, unfortunately. So, but Sosua has its niche market. We really do. And we're fortunate for that. But what else do I see going forward? I see a lot of these properties that have been bought recently at a high price. If the economy keeps getting bad, especially in people's home countries, you're going to see people start to unload property. And the first place that gets unloaded is usually the vacation rental. So, guys, if you're that investor, if you can get cash, now you want to look at picking up something down here because you're going to see some fire sales. I'm already seeing them, been seeing them for months already. I've talked about it before. You're going to see some guys just unloading their property to save their properties back home. It's going to happen. I also see a lot of people who are getting into property, pay X amount of money down, then have a payment schedule. When completion is done on brand new condo complexes, I can see a couple of them not getting completed because they're the first ones to suffer because of the way it works. And I talk about this in another video, guys. I'm repeating myself. These developers, they require the back-end payments to finish that property. I always say, if you can't move into it, do not buy it. You're asking for trouble because I've seen way too many condo complexes here not get finished. So as far as the other thing to look for as investors is you're going to see some, because a lot of guys down here have been getting loans. Go to the bank. Ask to get on their foreclosure list because they have them. I was doing this before COVID, just to learn it. The Banco Santa Cruz, Banco Leon, they have lists of properties that they foreclosed upon. Get that list because you're going to see some of these guys who have these loans. They're coming due in about another 18 months. A lot of guys took them out a couple of years ago, right after COVID. So boom, you're going to see some of them come on the market. So look for that. So I see things for the overall tourism market to keep declining. It's a great opportunity if you're looking to get into a property, If you're looking for rentals, it's going to be a renter's market as well. So guys, take the good with the bad. I hope everybody's doing well. Not just my 2 cents. I thought that was an interesting article. I think I'm going to get more into the articles again, just so everybody sees it again. This was on Dominican Today. This is what I pulled my information from. It gives out a lot of numbers, and I really don't want to get into a lot of numbers because I'm not going to remember them off the top of my head to begin with. And at the end of the day, it's down 10%, which is pretty significant. So guys, with that being said, we're going to end the video here. Again, if you're looking for a place to rent, Casa De Compai, I am your spot. Also, please hit the subscribe button. Please give me a like. And always remember, keep personal private and private personal. Guys, peace out.